I'm in Terre Haute, where Police Chief Sean Keane says a person was killed and another person was injured after being shot at this home right behind me at 64 Heritage Drive. Mike, I'm here at what remains of the old 41 diner. Now, if you look right over here, you can see some of the things that the fire left behind. There's a lot of debris. I'm out here in Vigo County right off of US 41, and as you can see, there is still plenty of snow on the ground. But the good thing is that there is a lot less on the roads. Casting their votes in these booths right here. Now, the voters in Marshall and Oblong have a big decision to make. The week ending in March 7th, there were only 38 unemployment claims in Vigo County. The week of March 21st, there were 892, which is a 3,203% jump. Signs like these are starting to pop up in our area, seeking justice for Lowell Badger. And his family says they hope that the signs can get them one step closer to finding his killer. Well, thank you so much for your sacrifices. We appreciate everything that you do. And Dana, we're about to have some food, so we're going to send it back to you. When it comes to PPE, like masks and gloves, it's not just for those in the hospitals, but other men and women, like first responders, who are also on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. And in just a few hours, we'll know if a casino is coming to Vigo County. And just a few months ago, I told you about new hangars that were built here at Terre Haute Regional Airport, and many places where over 12,000 Vigo County and Terre Haute residents casted their votes today. Thank you for joining us for WTWO News at 11 on this Friday night. I'm Taylor Johnson. One of the greatest players in NBA history is dead. Kobe Bryant and his daughter died in a helicopter crash around 1 p.m. Eastern Time this afternoon. And get ready to feel a little more tired tomorrow morning. Officially at 2 a.m., most of the U.S. does spring forward 1 hour into daylight saving time. We first told you yesterday the Terre Haute chapter of the NAACP is asking the city to end its contract with the A&E Network show Live PD. A surprise customer at a Kroger outside of Indianapolis left shoppers saying, "Oh dear," after an actual deer galloped through the store Saturday. The community is mourning the loss of a teacher and coach who died in a crash this morning. It's our top story. Well, we won't be spending the holiday anywhere else but here in Terre Haute. Isn't that right, Abigail? A local woman is using the art of crochet to help others reach new accomplishments. 3 people are in custody after a pursuit that ended in a crash across county lines. Now, I've done yoga before, but not with a kitten.
I've heard of downward dog.
Yes.
That was downward kitty.
Downward kitty.
Yeah.
A new yoga move.
There's a lot of things we do that, the average person would never know.
At 7 a.m., Terre Haute firefighters start their shift, lasting 24 hours and sometimes longer.
But with me working on an ambulance, there's times that I've come in and I've never gone to bed.
That's because they're making run after run after run. In 2019, the Terre Haute Fire Department responded to 10,918 calls. 3,000 were fires and 7,900 were medical emergencies.
A lot of the more common ones that we see are what they call a sick person call. I mean, that could be anything, from just somebody not feeling well to even to the point of somebody being what they call cardiac arrest. I believe possibly second could be shortfalls, but then you also throw chest pain and breathing difficulty in there.
With growth downtown and on Terre Haute's east side, that number is expected to grow along with it, meaning a need for more resources.
We continue hiring people and training them as paramedics, so we have fresh paramedics ready to get on the ambulance and continue. We're looking at a 4th squad. That's definitely going to help out with run volume.
When they're not out serving, they spend hours learning.
There's something for them to do on our fire department calendar, or they take it on their own to do some kind of training every day.
A lot of what we do is EMS, so the fire side and as well as us on the ambulance, we need to keep up on our skills.
And when it's time to make a run, they give it their all.
We just want people to know we're always there for them. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. If it's 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning, if you need us, we're always here and we'll never stop.
Many people are self-isolating to prevent the spread of COVID-19, and experts say it can have a toll on your mental health.
We have several plans that has been enacted to provide a pathway for our consumers to live a quality of life.
The Hamilton Center serves thousands of consumers across 11 counties. And with the impact of COVID-19, they're finding different ways to interact with their mental health clients.
We're providing that outreach to our consumers either via telephone or telecommunications somehow, some way. That includes Zoom, the DoxyMe, the VC platforms, Google Chat, Google Hangout.
Collins says this time of living in isolation can be problematic for anyone's mental health.
And not just problematic for individuals who suffer from mental illness or substance abuse, but individuals that don't have those ailments. So it's paramount to find ways to stay connected even though we're isolating.
So what can you do to keep your mind healthy?
It's important to stay connected. Although we have to practice social distancing and we're often restricted from those contacts, we can still reach out. We can have telephone contact, FaceTime. You can still have physical exercise while at home, doing something in front of the TV or exercising or still being able to go outside, practice social distancing, of course, but taking a walk. The parks are open, making sure that you have some physical activity because it plays a vital role in good overall mental health. Journaling, writing down what's going on, what your thoughts are, and really comparing what those thoughts are, all the fears and anxiety. We all know that it's a tremendously anxiety-provoking time in the country and in the world. And oftentimes, that leads to some irrationalization of fears. And it's good to put those things in perspective.
And if you find yourself feeling anxious, don't be afraid to find help.
And it's important that we continue to serve those individuals who need our services so that our community and our country can stay well.
The Hamilton Center is open 24 hours a day during this time and always. And you can also find resources by visiting their website. In Terre Haute with Local News That Matters, Taylor Johnson, WAWV.
There is no message to them other than we want to see justice.
Almost 7 years ago, Alan Badger and his wife made a tragic discovery.
In 2012, December, Dad was murdered in his house. He was widowed. Mom had passed away a couple years prior, and he was living by himself, and somebody broke in the middle of the night and decided to end his life.
Since then, Lowell Badger's killer has not been found.
Pretty tragic event, pretty sad event, but a pretty challenging one to get through without having some closure.
Alan says his family works closely with law enforcement to get the murder solved.
We just try to encourage them to continue working on it and to continue looking for answers.
Just last week, Badger's family and community found a new way to do some of the work themselves.
We talked about billboards, and of course they're really expensive. We talked about signs, and so we came down to the signs, and we thought we could put them out in yards or along the roads, wherever.
The idea came from Kingsley Memorial Church, where Lowell Badger was a longtime member.
And they've been trying to come up with an idea to do something to make a difference.
Our minister came up with the concept of what's on the signs, and then went and had the signs made.
They hope the small signs will make a big impact.
And these signs are just an option to put out there to just remind folks that you can make a difference.